Welcome to the Utah Street Banter Podcast.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode here on the Utah Street Banter Podcast. I'm Cody. With me, like always, is Elijah. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. You know, ready to talk about the Orioles. Talk about baseball.
Yeah. I mean, it's been an interesting year. Obviously, hopefully you watch us every week and you've kind of heard our little spiel. We try to make it not as negative anymore because it's just not worth it. You know what I mean? But
so you know what I can do to make you feel better?
What you got?
I could talk about two teams that are worse off than us.
Okay.
So if you're a Pirates fan or a Rockies fan, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
First off, I'm not sorry because of anything I'm about to say. I'm just sorry that you were born in Pittsburgh or the Pittsburgh area or anywhere in Colorado, really. You should have chose any other NL West team, basically. But both teams fired their coaches this week. So the Pirates let go of Derek Shelton and the Rockies fired Bud Black. And, you know, I don't even know what to say. I don't watch enough of either of these teams to know if it's the manager's fault. But when you're 40 games in the season and you've only won 7 games.
Yeah. Pretty rough.
That's bad. I just did the math. They're on pace for 28 wins.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's like Paul Skeens didn't really have his back either.
I'm talking about the Rockies right now.
No, I'm talking about Pirates.
Yeah. The Rockies, I don't think anyone's even good enough on the Rockies to take sides.
Yeah, it was funny. I read a thing where they actually have the least amount of people that work in their like analytics, coaching, and everything. They have the fewest staff members of all the MLB, which that's pretty crazy. I mean,
so the Monfort brothers are listed as the owners of the Rockies, and I think they need to just sell the team. Because you look back, they're like 4th highest payroll, like person on payroll right now is Nolan Arenado.
That's crazy.
They trade him too, and they're still paying him. Yeah. So, it's bad. I mean, I'm looking at their stats right now, and there's 2 people on their team batting above 270.
That's crazy. And I mean, they made a big signing with Chris Bryant, and that's been a nightmare. He just had surgery again. They do have Ezekiel Tovar, who is legit. So, but the problem is
Bryton Doyle, like they have
Doyle,
people,
but they don't trade off their big league roster. They don't trade.
Well, they do. They trade off the big league roster,
but they trade their superstars for nothing.
Troy Tulowitzki,
for nothing.
Nolan Arenado, just
it's almost like the Orioles when they sold all their people.
Yeah.
Well, we did get a couple of people, so I won't complain. But I complain.
We got Kyle Bradish.
Yeah, Kyle Bradish and Kramer, right?
We got those are separate trades, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you get like people like that for what Dylan Bundy. We got Kyle Bradish, and then you look at Manny Machado. We guess we got Kramer for him, but then you look at some of these other trades, and we got nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. But moving on to the Pirates, though, if you listen to that interview, that was pretty crazy just to hear. I think Skeens is going to have a bit of an issue playing for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
It's going to be a long
It's funny because I heard a MLB network on radio talk about how they need to sign him as fast as possible. And I'm like, if I was Skeens, not a chance.
I guarantee they couldn't offer him enough. You'd have to offer him like $1 billion.
Yeah, right.
He needs the city. Like the whole city has to be his.
Right. Talk about drama. Rafael Devers has a ton of drama going over with the Boston Red Sox. It's almost like he's trying his best to get traded.
He's doing good.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really talk bad about the ownership and stuff.
Yeah.
To the media. I feel like that's just not something you do.
I mean,
I know me and Cody right here, we're business partners in this endeavor.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go to Fox or whatever and just start talking bad about it.
Yeah, he probably. But yeah, I mean,
money.
But it's funny because he's talking like, you can't just move positions. And I'm looking at, okay, he considers himself one of the best MLB players. All right. Who do I consider one of the best? Mookie Betts. My man's played short, everywhere. Second, left, center. Yeah. Good God.
I will give it to Mookie Betts. There's only so many people that can do that.
Yeah.
Rafael Devers he got switched to DH this year.
Yeah.
And then he's getting asked to play first base for a season.
Yeah.
Because Tristan Casas is going to be the longtime first baseman for the Red Sox.
Yeah, it's not like, though, he had to go learn a new position. He moved to hit
first base, realistic. Yeah.
Wait, when he moved to DH, because he's acting like
DH. I'm sure I never DH'd in my life. I didn't play long enough seasons for it to really have an effect like that. But I'm sure there's some mental effect where they get up and all you do is hit. I know people have talked about it. It's definitely an adjustment, but it's not like they're asking to play shortstop.
Yeah, if I was his teammate, it would just really frustrate.
And like
he literally told him that they need to go open to the open market. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what you think is out there.
Well, and okay, I play first base.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that hard to learn. And I'm sure Major League first base is harder than high school first base.
I mean, you do have random catchers just decide to go play first.
I mean, yeah, look at Wilson Contreras.
Right.
Like,
but we won't get on it too much because we just don't give a crap about the Red Sox. But hopefully it creates a lot of drama and you guys struggle.
You know the one downfall of this, well, not downfall. So you would say, if Rafael Devers, he has to be able to back up this talk with his play. And this past week, he did just get player of the week. Yeah. He hit 476. He went 10 for 21. 2 homers, 8 RBIs, a double, 5 walks, stolen base.
Yeah.
810 slugging percentage. So he's in the rare territory where I feel like he can afford to lip off some more.
Lip off.
Just because
he's a little mouthy.
Yeah. But until he starts doing that, if he has one struggle week, then I don't even know.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving on, I believe one of Elijah's favorite players, made a decision today. Right?
Yeah.
So, Evan Longoria, this week decided that, he was going to officially retire. I don't think he played last season.
He's not played since, the last games he actually played in was the 2022 series.
Was it really?
That was the last time he played.
So I guess
which I don't even know if he played in any games in the World Series. I don't remember, but, it sucks. He had a long career actually. Starting in 2008. I did think it's funny. So on Baseball Reference, if you go look, he has bold. Like bold means that you led the league in something.
Yeah.
And the only stats he ever led the league in was games played once in 2014. He was tied for the league. And then he led in double plays twice and sack flies one.
Wow. That's,
so it's not it's not as flashy of a stat page as you think, but he's a great player. Was really good for a long time.
He was just like a pro's pro. You know what I mean? Like, he was just, moving on to the people that you thought were good. What were you gonna say?
One more thing. When's the last time he made an All-Star?
2019?
2010.
Whoa.
He made it his first 3 seasons. That was the only time he ever made it.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I mean, I guess if you think about third base is kind of a stacked position.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So. I mean, for a while he had Machado there, you know. But moving on to people that you thought retired, Clayton Kershaw is set to come back this weekend for the Dodgers. And you would think it's not that big of a deal, but the Dodgers have just as many injury issues as we do.
We know what the difference is. That they also have 27 wins,
right?
Which is one less than what the Rockies are projecting.
That's crazy. But yeah, so Clayton Kershaw is projected to come back. That's good news for them as they have a ton of injuries. The biggest one for me is the guy that just signed this year, Blake Snell, who is going to.
You know why he cares about Blake Snell?
Yeah,
because he's on his face.
Yeah, but he's going back for another doctor visit to find out why he's not healing.
You know what's going to happen with Blake Snell? Blake Snell's going to come back in August and be the best pitcher on the planet.
Yeah,
because that's what he does at the end of every season.
Yeah, so I mean, they got him and Tyler Glasnow both injured, and it's pretty rough over there, but nobody's feeling bad for them because they have $1 billion. But yeah, so that's pretty nuts. Elijah has a little bit of things. He has a very important topic he wants to talk about today.
I do. So instead of trivia, I decided to, and I just the other day came up with a bunch of stuff about the Pope because, as we all know, Pope, as everyone does. But so Pope Leo XIV, he's Robert Prevost, as he was formerly known, from Chicago. So I really like the fact that we have an American Pope. I think it's hilarious, honestly.
Yeah.
I saw someone say it, and that summed up perfectly. So Great Britain, I feel like we're always just enemies with them.
Yeah.
They probably thought that they were always going to have the leg up on how many popes that each country's had were tied at one.
Wow.
So that's probably something that a British person always thought they were going to have on us.
Yeah.
But it's ours.
I'm having a hard time trusting anything he says because he does trust in the White Sox.
But he saw them win a World Series.
I'm kidding, but
I will say he saw them win a World Series.
Yeah, I still haven't.
We haven't.
Yeah, so, you're right. Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, I'll just go off some list of things.
Okay, go ahead.
So Jesus couldn't even save it. Sucks. That's basically. This one's not baseball, it's football. So, the Bears are so bad that he had to go to Peru for like multiple decades and just become the Pope just to try to help him.
Yeah.
Just to try to get him a Super Bowl. Just think of that. If you're a Bears fan, you gotta feel better about the fact that Jesus is on your side, I guess.
Yeah.
And he's watching the badness. Like, maybe I don't know. But, one thing I heard he was from Chicago. This I wrote before I found out he was a White Sox fan. We thought he was a Cubs fan still. And I just think it'd be funny if he just decided to come out as a Cubs fan. Just said, Anthony Rizzo, Javi Baez, Ben Zobrist, Chris Bryant, all those ones, they're Saints now. Just make them Saints. Why not?
Saint Chris.
Yeah, Saint Tony, Saint Javi. I don't know.
I just think that sounds weird. I
just think it'd be interesting, but that's obviously not gonna happen. And then this is this is the first time we've ever had a Pope that's most likely been aware of Yerman Mercedes.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The home run hitting catcher for about
half a season until he hit the one, and that made everyone mad.
Yeah.
And he was just done. And then this is my favorite. So this is the first time that we've been able to say it. Pope may be aware of Frank Thomas's testosterone pill infomercials.
Oh my God.
I guarantee you no other Pope's ever heard of that.
Yeah, right.
Robbie might have. Just saying, maybe.
Yeah, man.
So every time you see Frank Thomas pop up selling those pills, just think the Pope's probably seen this, watching his White Sox games.
And he probably saw Frank Thomas at bombs, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like that, this is the first Pope that's like seen baseball.
Yeah.
Like Major League Baseball.
I don't know if you're trying to sell any type of, medicine and you want to pick the guy that's called the Big Hurt.
The Big Hurt? Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess, I don't know. It's big, so it's big. I guess maybe you think that's how he got there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe.
I mean, who knows? He had a lot of home runs, so.
Sure.
Make magic happen with Emily at Blue Crab Travel, your Disney vacation expert. Ready to experience the wonder of Disney? Let her help you plan the ultimate Disney getaway. Whether you're heading to Disneyland, Walt Disney World, or a Disney cruise, she has you covered. Emily can take care of custom Disney itineraries, tailored to your family's needs and preferences. She also can help find you exclusive discounts on Disney hotels, tickets, and packages. Imagine a stress-free vacation with hassle-free booking for accommodations, dining reservations, and fast passes. From character meet and greets to thrilling rides, Emily will make sure every moment is unforgettable. Email Emily Jones today at emilyjones@bluecrabtravel.com to start planning your dream Disney vacation.
Welcome back to everybody's favorite time of the day, and that is the Orioles weekly box scores. So if you don't feel like listening to this, just skip ahead a few minutes or don't, but if you want to just kind of hear how the week went, I can give it to you in about a couple minutes. So Orioles last week started on Tuesday playing against the Minnesota Twins, a series that we thought was going to be kind of an easy take. And we thought that was going to be an easy take. But we end up losing this game 9-1. Cade Povich was on the mound. Did okay, I guess. I mean, consider Orioles pitching. He goes 6 innings, gives up 5 earned. Really struggled, but everybody except for Gregory Soto came in and gave up runs. So that's about all you need to know there. Orioles hitting did absolutely nothing. We made Pablo Lopez look like vintage Pablo Lopez. Orioles only have 3 hits, 1 run. Meanwhile, Minnesota has 10 hits, 9 runs. So basically, if you got a hit, you scored, it seems like.
Yeah, pretty much.
So anyway, we lose that game. Next game we go in, and we had to have a kind of a spot start because they pushed Dean Kramer a day back. And this was when Charlie Morton got the call again to start for us. And he actually didn't do too terrible. I mean, considering
he's had worse starts.
Yeah, he literally had a bad inning. You know what I mean? So like he was doing fine. Charlie Morton goes 4 innings, gives up 3 earned. That's not really.
Which he said that at this point we're happy with that. Like, we'll take that.
Yeah. So one thing I'll say about this is he kind of hurt my heart a little bit because I listened to his interview, and I say this every week because I really like him as a person. I really do.
He's a person.
Yeah, like because he's talking about how he's like, I wish I was just throwing the ball 89 miles an hour, so that way I knew I didn't have it. He's like, but speed is there, spin's there, everything's there, and he's like, I'm just missing. And he's like, in this game, everything was going great. I make one bad pitch, and it's 3-0. He's like, I threw a slide, threw a slider or something, a curveball, and it just spun. He said it literally did nothing. He's like, I've never seen it do that. And
that's what he's looking at him like I think he's leading the team in strikeouts.
Yeah. Right.
His stuff is still nasty. It's just, it's just not working.
Orioles did have two runs on 10 hits. Should have way more than that.
Yeah.
A lot of runners left on base. But anyway, Laureano does hit a home run in this game, whatever that means. But he, anyway.
Laureano's the anomaly of the Orioles.
Yeah, he's
batting 200 and he's got like a nice slug or something like that.
Game 3 of the Minnesota Twins. This is where we get swept. We lose 5-2. This is the most frustrating game of the season for me. So, Dean Kramer starts this game, does amazing, goes 7 innings, 2 earned against some 8 strikeouts. Looks great. The only reason he got pushed back was because he got hit in the leg by a line drive last week. The frustrating part for me is this game with runners left in scoring position. The Orioles were 2 for 13, which is pretty crazy, because the Orioles do have 10 hits and only scored twice. That's pretty annoying. I mean, annoying isn't, Bailey Ober does start this game. He wasn't even supposed to start. He kind of got a spot start because there was an injury on that team. And like I said, when you're facing guys like this, you have to hit. I mean, you have to get people in. But like I said, I'm not going to talk too much about that, so we're going to move on.
In all fairness to Bailey Ober, he's got a 3.5 ERA.
Yeah.
Don't discredit Bailey Ober.
But, yeah. Moving on to Friday night's game, the Orioles went all the way to play the Los Angeles Angels. I stayed up and watched this whole game, even though I had to work at 8 a.m. the next day. Yeah. This was a very frustrating game. We're playing William Hendricks. Sugano's on the mound for us, so we know we have a really good shot. Sugano does pitch amazing. He goes all the way into the 8th inning. He gets 1 out in the 8th inning. Only gives up 1 earned, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts. It looks like our ace right now. Does amazing. Then Cano comes in and just tries to make this as much of a cluster as possible. He comes in, gives up a hit, gives up a walk. Only gets 1 strikeout.
He's looked lately.
Yeah, Aiken saves the day, and then Felix obviously destroys like he does. The big thing I want to talk about here is that this is another game where we're 2 for 13 and runners in scoring position. The first 2 innings, you think that we're going to blow them out. And so first inning, we score, is that the one where Gunnar hits a home run? Yep, Gunnar hits a home run in the first inning, puts us on the board. Second inning, we scored 2. So now it's 3-0. And then nothing. And then nothing else.
Nope.
Yep, nothing else until the bottom of the ninth, or top of the ninth. We finally score 1 more, make it 4-1. But it's one of those things when you feel like I'm about done saying that we're back, because every time I think we're back, we're not back. And this goes all the way to like July of last season. Like you're like, oh, we're out of it. You know what I mean? We're out.
We had a rough stretch, but we're good.
But we're out of it. We have 1 good game. That's not us. Because you thought, hey, we're playing the Angels, one of the worst teams in baseball. I keep saying that, dude.
They have a better record.
Hold on, I was going to say, I keep saying, oh, we're playing this bad team. And I'm like, maybe we're the bad team.
Yeah.
But
it's just 2 bad teams.
Yeah, right. The second game of the series, Saturday, the second game of the Angels series. Gibson is back on the mound, looks bad. 4 innings, 5 earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Connor Selby comes in and really helps out here. Colin Selby. Colin Selby, thank you, Elijah. He comes in, helps out. Cianel Perez actually got an out without giving up a run, does walk 2, tried his best. There's bases loaded, full count, and he's actually threw a strike, which was mind blowing. Elijah's tearing up beside me, so I guess. Just kidding.
That's like this palm's getting.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say from this loss, Laureano does hit another home run. If the Orioles lose, Laureano is hitting a home run. Yeah. Just like, but the other thing is, Charlie Morton goes 2 innings out of the bullpen and doesn't give up a run.
Look at that.
Strikes out 2. Look good. He looked great. If he could give us the first 2 innings like that, that'd be fantastic.
I know. Well, he did.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I was just going to say
that 3rd inning.
You're right. All right.
I will say this is the first time. It's the second time this season he's not given up a run.
Wow.
Against the Yankees, he gave up 3 hits and 2 in the 3rd inning.
Wow. Okay. Sunday, the season finale, the rubber match of the series. The Orioles actually win the series 7-3. Zach Eflin made his debut back on the team for coming off the injury list. Really made me sweat it out as he gave up 2 runs in the first. But he does go 5, only gives up 2, strikes out 5. You can see him kind of settle in. Dominguez came in, looked great. Baker comes in, looks great. Cano comes in, strikes out 2, does fine. Felix Bautista comes in, gives up a home run to somebody that they just brought up, right? So my man's probably going to get sent back down. He hit a home run off one of the best collisions in baseball. Good for him. He bat flipped and everything. And
I will say he crushed the ball.
He
hit it really far.
It was gone.
When you throw a 98-mile-an-hour fastball right at the heart of the plate.
Yeah.
But it cut the lead to 4 runs instead of 5.
Yeah.
It really didn't matter.
So, I mean, the Orioles did well against Tyler Anderson, who's kind of a little, off-brand type of pitcher. He's kind of tough to hit. Henderson does have his 5th home run in this game. All right, a couple of big things is the left fielder gave Adley Rutschman a triple, which was really nice of him because he lost him on his son. We need anything Rutschman can get. He goes 2 for 5, thank God. The only thing that is kind of bothersome to me in this game is we see Holiday's getting moved up and down the lineup. Holiday does go over 4 in this game.
Yeah.
But I would love to see him up there.
Yeah.
Let's put him up there. Let's see what we can do, because I think there's not a much more dangerous lineup than Holiday Henderson.
Yeah.
I think that would be amazing. And like I said, I obviously, Hyde loves changing the lineup every day.
He sure does.
But I think Holiday's ready for it. But anyway, so let's move on to more fun things to talk about, maybe.
I don't know if the first couple things are fun.
So some Orioles updates. One of the big one is we
made a big trade.
Yeah.
Big splash.
Elias screwed up, guys. So he got a phone call from the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah.
And they said, hey, we want to give you Luis Castillo.
So I guarantee this how they said. We got Castillo.
Oh, yeah.
Luis Castillo.
Yeah.
Just that's probably what, and he didn't hear it.
Yeah, he's like, you cussing me out? No. The Orioles got Luis F. Castillo, which is not the Luis Castillo.
Knowing Elias, the problem is we say he screwed up. He definitely did this on purpose because this is the type of pitcher you trade for.
Yeah, you're right. They probably said, do you want the actual Luis Castillo?
No, Luis
actually.
F. Castillo.
No, we actually don't want that. But if we got him for trade consideration.
Cash.
Trade consideration.
I said, thank you so much for the trade.
Yeah, cash considerations. That's hilarious. Here's the problem I have with this trade is he is now probably our top depth starter in our farm system.
Yeah, and I will say,
which scares me.
So this season he's pitched 7 innings, and he has a 7.71 ERA.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
So that's not great.
Yeah, so he's like 3rd best on our team.
Yeah, no, he's had a really bad season.
Yeah,
compared to Luis Castillo, who's got a 3.95 ERA, 43 innings.
Yeah, so we will probably see him up sooner than later.
Yeah, he'll probably be they'll probably actually just bring him up and start 4 games in a row for no reason.
Yeah,
just because.
Yeah. But moving on to who's worse, I have on here on our little list here of topics is who's worse, Kyle Gibson or Charlie Martin? What do you got? Because you want to think instantly, you want to say Charlie Martin, right? Because he's 0-7. But just to give you a heads up, the Orioles haven't won a game if Charlie Martin starts or if Kyle Gibson starts.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter at this point.
So right now, I would say Morton is worse.
Isn't this a terrible way?
It is, but I will say, because I'm optimistic about Gibson. His stats aren't great. Not great at all, really. His first start, which, give him credit to the doubt. Yankees are good. He just came off the IL, whatever.
Yeah.
Or not IL, but he just came off.
Yeah.
He didn't do great. Gave up 9 runs, whatever. That's inflating his ERA.
I love how you just went through that really quick. Yeah, 9 runs.
He gave up 9 runs. That's whatever, though. And then, so he's pitched 2 games now since then. Both 4 innings each, and he's given up combined 8 runs. So he's getting better.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one way to go, right?
Yeah.
Here's my only issue. Here's my devil's advocate point of view here. Charlie Morton strikes people out. You know what I mean? So at least he'll give up a home run and a strikeout. So
he'll get every.
So no, they're both giving up runs.
Yeah.
But
at least
you're saying there's a chance. Like, I mean, obviously, I'm not advocating for either one of them guys.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to give you. I don't know what I'm trying to give you. I'll be honest with you. I think here's our issue though, guys, is we were putting a lot of stock in the Kyle Gibson, signing.
Oh yeah.
Because we really needed help. But he's showing what he is. I mean, he's an older veteran pitcher. I'll be honest. Actually, the better pitcher coming into the season was Charlie Morton. He was the better sign. It's rough, man. It's rough, but yeah. So
I will say,
okay, we got.
If you look, Charlie Morton. So there's a stat, win probability added.
Okay.
So Charlie Morton has slightly better win probability added. Most of his game, he had a game where he had positive win probability added, whereas Gibson's, his best win probability added is a negative 0.1, and then he's got negative 0.4 and negative 0.2. But like in last 5 games for Morton, his worst is negative 0.2, so he doesn't have that negative 0.4.
Yeah.
So it's like, who's losing more? It's not who's better, it's who's losing more games for us.
Yeah. It's
I don't know. Let's move on.
All right. So talking about bad pitchers, we got a couple,
bad pitch. Way to start off negative. Why can't we be a little positive?
So
we got 2
maybe
good pitchers.
No. I mean, we were talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we got a couple pitchers in our minor leagues that are coming off rehab stints, which really are our depth as far as that. When you listen to Elias speak, and he talks about how all of his depth is gone, and that he could have never expected this amount of injuries. This is part of the issue. Chase McDermott and Trevor Rogers. Just to give you a heads up, Trevor Rogers is the guy we traded Kyle Stowers and Connor Norby for, and Kyle Stowers is like mashing, but it's okay because we wouldn't have gave Kyle Stowers a chance, so kind of treat him like Mayo. But anyway, Chase McDermott and Trevor Rogers is finishing up their rehab stints this past week and into this week. My question for you: do you think it's any help right now?
Yes.
What are they going to do? Who are they sending down?
Gibson or Morton.
I mean, does it take one more bad start for Gibson to release him?
No, because we said that with Morton, and they just kept on.
That's true
out there. So I think I don't know who the next move is. I think there's relievers they'll just keep sending up and down. I really think so.
Yeah, it's hard because it's almost like you want one of those to come up to show. That way you can then make your decision about Morton or Gibson.
Because I think Trevor Rogers, he had a really bad. He came out. He had some problems last year. Whatever. I think he's going to be better than Kyle Gibson and Charlie Morton.
Could be worse, right?
I think he'd be a fine 5-star.
Yeah.
I think he would.
Yeah.
And same with McDermott. I think Rogers would probably be better than McDermott. McDermott, I thought he was going to be really good, but he's looked rough. Like when he came up last year, he looked rough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Rogers will almost immediately be called up. I'd have to imagine once he's fully healthy and rehabbed and stuff.
You almost have to. Like if you're Elias's camp, like you made that trade. You have to help. You have to use it. It's sort of like, you're an NFL team and you drafted first pick quarterback. He has to start. You know what I mean? It's sort of one of those things. But good news is, on the, injury front also, but for position players, Urias is coming back this week. He should be back very soon, if not playing already as you're listening to this. And Westbrook should be coming up, pretty soon after him.
Yeah.
So really excited about that. My only problem is Rivera is at third base. He's our everyday starting third baseman. And there's one issue he does.
He hits the ball
every time.
So that's why he's going to get sent down.
If you're him, you're looking like, what else do you want me to do? Because he comes up last year. What's he do? Hits. You know how many times I've said this in the past podcast? How many times I look at my phone and seeing Rivera, RBI or whatever, and I'm like, oh shoot, the other team we're losing. And then I go, oh crap, he's on our team. And it would happen so much. Like he just hits, man. The only thing that surprised me is he hasn't hit a bomb yet. He hasn't hit a home run yet.
No.
Because
I will say he's only got 28 plate appearances.
Yeah. I mean, for a while he was batting 400 up till yesterday.
Yeah, I mean,
or up until Sunday. Yeah, so,
he's batting a 346.
Yeah.
He's got an 816 OPS, and then you look at it last year, he was batting a 313, 948 OPS.
What do you want him to do, man?
I don't understand how you could send him down.
Yeah.
I don't know. The problem is Arias was also killing it, and Arias deserves to be up here too. But Westbrook was about keep Westbrook down, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really meaning that, but like he's one of the few people producing.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So we'll bat him 9.
Absolutely, yeah. So I have a great idea. And I know the person to send down. If we can't step up, and if we got to
send a shock,
everybody wants some type of shock, and everybody's saying Hyde needs to go, which you're ridiculous. But anyway, you can think that actually. I don't care. You can think that.
I think I know where you're going with
but
this.
Send Mountcastle down.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Send a veteran down and show the team. Hey, if you're not going to produce, send Mountcastle down. And he's batting his average is 227, and he got lucky because he had a good Sunday.
Yeah.
But that's the type of thing. I'm just like sitting here because
and Rivera can play first base in pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And we got O'Hearn.
Yeah, put Rivera over there. I mean,
Full Fields, bring Mayo back up.
Yeah. God knows they won't do that because But that's what I'm thinking is if they send Rivera down, I'm gonna freak out.
I don't like it
because obviously I'm not gonna ever buy a Rivera jersey because he's one of those guys you're gonna forget he was on the team.
Yeah.
But he's also gonna be one of those guys that is a positive war guy for us. You know what I mean?
He's been doing great.
Yeah.
So you can't ask for more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So a couple questions. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say so. We mentioned Mayo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we say, like, what can we really do for him? He needs to come up and do what Rivera's doing. Look at what Arias did this year. Arias was on the hot seat starting this year, and he did good.
You're right.
He got hurt, whatever, but Rivera, he comes up. If you want to stick, you got to do good because when Mayo comes up and doesn't get a hit in 3 games or whatever, we're not going to fight. We're not going to be like this, like we are for Rivera.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely. I get it. Yeah, I get it. So anyway, Kobe Mayo this year has 12 at-bats, which is literally nothing. Your argument with Rivera is completely valid.
Yeah.
I also think Rivera's an anomaly. Ooh, struggled there. Because my man is just hitting every time he comes up.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things.
I don't understand. I guarantee Rivera's not going to keep up what he's doing now for the rest of the season, but ride him out till he's done.
I am right there with you, man. I trust me. It just blows my mind where, like, for instance, and Kobe Mayo last season only had 41 at bats.
Yeah. And that's what you do feel for him because when you're a rookie, you can't really get a foothold when you're not getting playing time.
That's the only thing. So it's like, how much longer is it? So for instance,
so it's almost like last year, this off season, and this year we've been saying since we started this podcast, really, people like Arias, Rivera, Westbrook, Mountcastle, O'Hearn. Maybe we should have made some trades with some of our depth.
Yeah.
Because we have so many players we can't play them all.
Yeah.
Because we have someone like Mayo, who at this point, there is no room for him on our roster.
Yeah.
And he's going to get worse and worse the longer he's in AAA.
Yeah, especially mentally. Like
you're ruined. Like
that's my biggest thing.
You're ruined.
Yeah, and that is sort of.
It's just bite the bullet and trade him at this point.
It was the same thing with Kyle Stowers. I mean, he was just being held back because he couldn't get playing time, and then he gets consistent playing time. He hits well. Obviously, Mayo may be nothing. Maybe he may be. Nothing.
He might be the one that's.
I like
out of all of our prospects. That's nothing.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where. I don't know, man. It's just frustrating to me when you see that kind of stuff. But meanwhile, we have guys that aren't producing at all, but seem to be, I don't know, it's like there's a clique. And if you're part of the clique, you're fine, you know?
The clique is the people that were here in 2022. That's what the clique is. That's really all it is.
Yeah. But also, so how much longer is it before the Orioles start testing waters with young guys? Because here's what happens. Either you're doing so well, the team's hitting so well, doing so great, that you can have Jackson Holliday like last season at the beginning of the year not produce for a while because everybody else is crushing. Or you could be doing so bad, like, the past 10 years of the Baltimore Orioles, where it doesn't really matter. You're just going to throw him out there. Let him get some at bats in. That's what we did with Gunnar. I don't know if people remember. People wanted Gunnar Henderson sent down. They didn't send him down. He did. He got his foothold in. Adley hasn't always. Well,
I think this is where we're at. We almost have to accept that this year's kind of a lost cause. And like, I'm not ready to quit on it.
Yeah.
But it's getting to that point. And the one good thing for us is that if we get to the point where we just accept it's a lost cause, Heston Kjerstad should play every single day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kobe Mayo should play. At that point, trade Ramon Arias, trade, and who else could we trade? I don't know. O'Hearn, trade Malcolm. Just start trading the guys that probably wouldn't have been here next year anyway.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing you have left to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of that, is it too early is the next segment. And is it too early, Elijah? Is it too early for Hyde and the rest of his coaching staff to be in jeopardy, for their jobs to be in jeopardy?
It's not. I think people are just saying that because 2 coaches got fired, and I will say we're in a better spot than the Rockies. But, I mean, he's probably been on the hot seat for a while now. I don't think it's his problem, most of it. Lineup construction is his problem, and he's awful at it. Like, it's probably his worst thing between that and them pulling pitchers in the 4th inning. But yeah, I don't know. I'll ask you this. How many more games do we lose before he gets fired?
Yeah, so here's my thing so the Pirates fired their manager.
Yeah.
At this moment, they're currently 14-27. The Rockies are 7-33.
They're in a whole
the Pirates are kind of like us, where they're trying to play. We should be way above them.
Yeah.
But they're trying to compete. So they're 14-27. The Orioles currently are 15-24. So it's right there in that ball game. We're right with them. I like Cody Ashley, strong first name. As a fellow Cody, I'd hate to see you go. But it's sort of one of those things where it's not his fault.
No.
Like, I don't care what you say. The players have to perform.
Yeah.
But there's 2 groups of people not being traded.
Yeah.
Or not being let go. That's the front office, okay, and your players.
Yeah.
Like, you're not letting go of Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman.
Yeah.
So they have to make some type of move. So
I think
on the chopping block is the coaching staff.
I think if we really, I honestly, you know what? If I'm Mike Elias right now, you want to send Shaq Reeves, just send Adley down or something. Something stupid. Like, just send him down.
Yeah. Just for the minimum staff.
Because guess what? He's got options.
Was it 14 days?
He's not used a single option up, so he's got plenty of them. Yeah, it's like a week or 2.
Yeah.
Just send it down.
Yeah. Especially if you see that.
He can't do any worse.
Yeah. I mean, so, okay, that's our first one. The next one, if nothing changes, so if we keep struggling, which players are gone? We kind of touched on that.
Yeah, kind of like I already said. Basically, anyone that's not going to be here within a year or 2.
Yeah,
so Mullins, O'Hearn, Mountcastle, Arias, Rivera, Sanchez.
Do you shop Mullins as soon as possible? Because he is cooling off hard.
Yeah. I think even with him cooling off, I think people understood when he was hot. Even if we had traded for him, you weren't going to get. Yeah. People understand that Mullins isn't going to hit 350 all season. I think you kind of understand what he is at this point.
Yeah.
It's still very valuable. Defender, speed.
I'll say the 2 center fielders on the trade block right now, if it is Mullins and Luis, the White Sox center fielder.
Luis Rivera.
Well, he's not Luis Rivera.
I mean, Mullins is better than him.
For real. So the Orioles have the best center fielder on.
Realistically, he might. I don't know what other teams are offering outfield wise, but he might be the best outfielder at the trade deadline.
Yeah. So I can't believe we're going to talk about this, but yeah, I agree. I think Mullins is the one. I don't think there's any.
I think the one difference that we're going to have this time that the last time we traded him away is we want major league or near major league talent.
Yeah, pitching.
But
you don't have to. It's hard to get position player for pitchers trades. Okay. So all right. I have a lineup questions for you. So, should Holiday lead off, and how much longer is it going to be until Adley Rutschman doesn't bat 3rd or 4th?
Adley, if it was my choice, Adley Rutschman would have been batting 7th for a month and a half now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have him on my fantasy team, and he's not doing great. But He's just doing bad.
Yeah.
It's really that simple. He's been doing bad since as long as the Orioles been doing bad, he's been doing bad. It's since like All-Star break last year, he's been rough. I don't even know what to say about it. It's a struggle. He's really rough off right now, and I don't know what he needs to fix it.
It sucks because we love him. You know?
I mean, and that's the thing is like, if you look at it for catchers, he's still not doing terrible, but it's what he's supposed to be. It's the same of
he's not hitting, he's not playing defense, like nothing.
It's all bad. And he doesn't look great. Like, it's not like he's barreling balls up or something like that. He's just getting unlucky. He just isn't. Everything's up in the air. Everything's about fly.
Yeah, and I'm so done with unlucky stuff because I keep hearing that from Elias Hyde. Well, how often is it not unlucky? Like if you're an accountant and you just keep getting unlucky by pushing the wrong buttons on your calculator,
you're gonna get fired.
Sometimes it's you. Like I don't care. Like,
or if you're doing your taxes, what if you get unlucky? Well, the IRS is coming for you.
Yeah, I was just unlucky. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, it's all right. Don't worry.
You're still going to jail.
Yeah, I'm so frustrated with that, and it's just like excuses. And you know what also is making it really difficult is what's the thing we wanted if we didn't sign people from free agency? What did we want?
People to be resigned.
But that's what I'm saying now. So now there's only one person that you want resigned.
And it's Henderson. And he's the only one that's not going to be resigned.
He's not, they're not, no. I mean, his agent was at the Angels games in the box right behind the dugout. Yeah. I mean, right behind home plate. Just watch. Just, it's sort of like, Gunnar Henderson's like a little monopoly piece. And like, he's getting close to, the turn go, and it's
going to be bad.
Yeah, because you can't sign Rutschman right now.
No.
I mean, unless it's crazy cheap.
I don't know who you sign. Honestly, extend Eflin.
Yeah, right. That won't happen. But yeah, you're right. But I agree. Eflin, if we go into next season, all right, and we don't trade for a pitcher and you lose Eflin, you're in a worse spot because you're going to lose Sagano. And
you wouldn't have Morton, you wouldn't have Gibson, you'd have Kramer.
Yeah, Kramer and Bradish.
And Wells, I guess.
But people keep saying Wells. Wells was not that good. He was a good reliever.
Yeah,
bullpen.
Because that's why he got moved, because he can't last the full season.
Yeah,
because he gets hurt.
It's just frustrating. Like I'm just, oh man, we said we wouldn't get negative. And I'm not trying to get
let's be positive. Holiday, I think he could absolutely.
Holiday is our bright spot.
Holiday should not be
crushing.
He's hitting the ball at this point. His dad's figured it out. Whatever, which makes surprised that Holiday knows how to
hire him.
Yeah, he's Team USA hitting coach. Like I'm sure he would be glad. Maybe not. I don't know. But he's figured it out, so he's gonna bat 7th or 8th every game. Just like it's gonna be him and Rivera at the bottom of the lineup every single game.
It's just frustrating because Holiday's been great. I've been very happy with him. Yeah. Taking much better at bats. You know what it is? He's getting to that whatever that magic number of at bats.
Yep, and
he's there.
Kersted's not there yet.
Yeah. So
Mayo's not there.
Cows are still a little bit away. He just started throwing the baseball, as people see. There's still no timetable.
Slid the first base.
Because that was sort of the downfall of the Orioles season. Not that he would have saved anything.
Yeah.
I don't think he could pitch. Yeah.
No. I mean, maybe out.
But so we'll see. This week we do have the Minnesota Twins again.
So
who are absolutely on fire.
Yeah, I think they've won 14 of their last 19, so we're going to get swept.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're really excited about that. And then we go back to what the Orioles are calling the Beltway Series, which apparently it wasn't called that when it was at the Nationals. But we're calling that now. Actually,
it's because it's
kidding.
Rivalry week or whatever.
So the Orioles are playing the Nationals this weekend. So we have the Twins and Nats. 2 series that we could probably take. But
we can't.
But I am also still in my brain that we're good.
I just need the one takeaway for the Nationals is as long as Sagano does not throw anything to James Wood that he can hit.
Yeah, he's stud. Yeah, but he's batting like his average is terrible. But I know averages don't mean anything to you. But
no, he's on my fantasy team. I don't know. He's getting me points. That's all I care about.
But so hopefully, I say this every week. You can go back every week to right around this point and listen to the same thing. We hope that next week we can bring you better news. So I hope, right? We hope. So, so thank you all for listening once again. If you've stuck with us throughout this season, you are amazing. And, we can't thank you enough. As stressful as this has been for us, we know it is even more aggravating and stressful for you.
Yeah. It's a good thing this is our full-time job.
Yes. Thank goodness. Thank goodness, we can't get fired, really. So,
I'm not firing myself.
Right. So, please be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and make sure you can like our video for us. That'd be amazing. And then we're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you can give us our 5-star review, that'd be amazing, as it helps us get our name out there even a little bit more better and helps us on all the search bars and everything. And we're also on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all of them.
Everything.
Instagram, we're on everything.
Anything you can look something up on.
Yeah, so we post little different things every week, and if you ever just don't feel like watching the Orioles and you wonder if they win, every night you can go on and look, and we only post when the Orioles win. So if you don't see a post from us, that means
we don't post too often.
No, because they don't win that often. But hopefully that changes. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I know something though, that if we win the next 21 games in a row or something like that, we're back on track where we were last year. So we just gotta do that.
21 in a row. So come next week, we're not gonna lose a game.
No, because we're gonna be 6-0 at that point, 7-0 something like that.
And we're on our way. Then we gotta only do that for 2 more full weeks.
Yeah,
and
I'm sure they can do it.
Then we're there.
How many injuries would we get for weeks if we just kept on?
Oh my gosh. It would be every day. I mean, somebody'd have to get hurt. Like even, Phantom IL or something, So, oh my goodness. But anyway, thank you all for listening to us once again. We hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.